This is going to be the future fabric here for the settees, and I'm really excited about it, but I don't know if I have enough. We'll see when I actually get there. It's going to force my hand right now, and redoing those cushions. I was going to wait for a while, but now I guess I have to. Something I forgot to mention while I was on the boat the other day, because I was so tired and everything sucked, was that I brought home my cushions. They were covered in, like, I don't know, doo-doo water is what I want to call it, but it's basically like the surge from the storm, and it had sewer in it, so I definitely don't want to sleep on these ever again. So I bought new foam, and it comes in tomorrow, but my plan is to try to get these covers off and take them to the laundromat and wash them on the super heavy cycle and see if at least the covers will come clean, and maybe use them on the new foam, if they will. And if they don't, I have some fabric that I was going to use when I was building out my van several years ago, and that never ended up happening. So we've got cushions and fabric. I'll show you the fabric. The case is off of the old foam. You can see it's done in 87, right? Oh no, maybe it's 87 inches. I'm not sure what that means, but this is the port side, starboard side. See if I can find one of the zippers. They just popped right off, so I'm gonna have to here's one. Let's see if we can see that in the sunshine. They just popped right off, and then I used my rigging knife, the little pointy end of a rigging knife, to unzip basically the zippers and pull the cases off. So I've got them in the washing machine now on extra heavy duty. Not that they were particularly pleasant before, so I'm really excited to get started on this. I don't think you can see it because I'm too close, but something fell onto it and it's cracked, and it doesn't support weight anymore, like when I want to make the bed in the front of the boat in the salon. Oh, yep, that roach is definitely alive. Still living in it. Nasty. Here are the old doo-doo foam that had human waste and Lord knows what else all soaked all in it. Now that they're out and everything's off, they don't look so bad, but I bought the new foam and I'm gonna do them anyway. I ordered these. These are supposed to be 12 inches across, and it turns out they're like 11 1/4. So that sucks, but it is what it is. They'll just have to do, because these ones are moldy, which I do not want. I'm going to paint these in a coat of marine epoxy paint. Hopefully that'll keep it from molding as badly. This one's worse, you can see. And as soon as I tried to pull the foam or the fabric off here, a whole bunch of wood cockroaches poured out of this, so definitely not reusing that. But new foam is here today. I gotta figure out a way to cut these, and we'll be in business. I always cut a little bit long when I do this because I can always sand it down. Now that my orbital sander is missing, I'm like, it's going to take forever if I want to hand sand it, which I've considered, but that might be the only way. Voila. This thing. This garage has 8-foot ceilings. I know this now. down some edges and get some paint on here. They are sanded. Actually, they're going to be nicer than the old ones because the old ones didn't even have the edges beveled or anything. It was just straight corners, and this one I at least rounded the edges off and sanded everything down. I'm a little concerned because these are half an inch less wide than the original cushions, but that's because I wrongly assumed a 12-inch wide plank sold as 12 inches would actually be 12 inches. That's on me. I should have brought a measuring tape to the lumber yard. That's okay though. Basic. These boards cost me like $20 a piece, and that was a lot cheaper than getting a sheet of plywood for whatever reason, so regular wood it is. Okay, this is the plan. This one first, both sides. This one second. Then wrap the fabric or the foam around the board, then the batten, and then the fabric. But for now, this one. I'm using 2 trash bins as my sawhorses to paint these. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. This is the first coat of topside paint going onto the boards. This might be excessive probably, but I might as well just do it, and instead of wondering if I could have preserved my wood for longer. So we'll see how long this lasts. This is like my own little experiment. Does marine paint protect your wood from going soft in a rain environment? We shall see. The final coat. Finally, the final coat. So they have marine epoxy and then 2 additional coats of topside. It takes double the time because you have to paint one side and wait for it to dry and then flip it and then paint the other side. So I've had to flip these like 6 times. Okay, new foam time. It's really pretty, and my boards are nice and white. The foam is nice and white and mold free. This is outdoor closed cell foam, I think is what it was under. 4-inch thick. I thought about going thicker, but it was very cost prohibitive, so we are doing what we can with what we've got. Okay, as you can see, the way I cut my foam looks like crap, but I have to use what I've got. So I've got this little bread knife, and that's about it. And I used not Sharpie, but a highlighter to mark out where my cushions needed to be cut. I'm just doing the best I can with what I've got. I've got batten to put over it anyway, so as long as I can smooth out some of those really huge edges, I think it'll be just fine. Okay, quick tour. There's the leftover fabric after I cut all of these. I have enough foam and fabric to make some extra like armrest cushions, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But I wanted to show you guys. This is the garage I'm borrowing. They are working on the house too. I'm borrowing this sewing machine from Will's mom. Sorry, and thank you. I hope I don't have to say sorry. I didn't break anything yet, but I'm really, really shit at sewing, so I'm fully expecting this to go completely wrong. There's my old moldy cushions. There are the new templates. There's where I painted my boards, which have batten on them. They're under the fabric. And I'm about to attempt to sew these together because I want the fabric to go up and down and not side to side. If I didn't care that it would look silly, I would have just done it side to side because it was long enough. But I do care because that's how I am. So let's make this happen. Hopefully it doesn't turn out worse than it would have just doing it sideways. Also, I had to put the sewing pedal up on this because the cord wasn't long enough from the sewing machine. I could scoot it more towards this edge probably with all the saws on here, but the wood isn't very thick and it kind of cracks when I do that, so we're just gonna work with what we've got. I don't know how to work this thing, so let's figure it out. Oops. It's gonna rain and I'm hangry, so we're taking a break. Most of my audio was corrupted, so I've got some pictures and I hope you enjoy my slideshow. I got a new phone, so this is what was left uncorrupted. This is the whole process, and it was a fun process, actually. I had a lot of fun doing it. I just told myself to think of it like a sheet metal project layout. So right here you see me deciding to go horizontally, or vertically rather than horizontally. So here's the layout, there's the cut. I just went with what I thought might work, and it actually worked. There it is laid out. So I'm pretty proud of myself for this. The top cushions are done. There's the new ones in the middle, sitting next to the old ones. That's on a hill, don't worry, the size is the same. And I can't wait to put these in the boat, but I can't do that until I fix some of the leaks because I don't want these to get moldy like my last ones. This one here was cracked, so pulling out the bed to make the large bed was precarious to sleep on. I know you can't see the crack, but it is cracked, or at least starting to break. The difference between them is that this one has batten, the new ones. The old ones are just straight foam on wood with fabric, which is fine, but I took the extra step and I learned from my mistakes on the first one. I did the small one first, and you can see my seam is messed up, but also crooked. I'm so frustrated. So on the next one, I just marked the halfway point, the midpoint, and lined it up on the back while I was working on it, and that worked out much better. I can take the staples out of this and redo it, but that's going to be another project for another day. It'll just stay crooked for now. Right now I'm just trying to get things done so I can move back in and move out of my mom's yard and her poor little tent camper. Here is the process of putting on a new zipper, which was shockingly easy. Definitely recommend it rather than sewing in an entire new zipper. Just replace the zipper pull. Super easy.